Are we? Am I live? Oh, well. Oh, great. Hmm. I don't know what it is about Adam, but every time I feel like I get on with you, like he calls me. It's like he knows. He knows we're talking. Okay. Okay. Well, welcome in all the degens, all the new degens, all the old degens to season 2 of WFF. With that brings new leagues. Uh, we have Watkins and his deputy league. And who is that? URL and like 4 other people on the United. Do you know? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. Doing shit in the background still. Deputy League is a thing now, yeah. We now have another 32 teamer in the WFF, not just Prime, not just United. I mean, United we kind of took over,
We
but
didn't take it over. We have no, no responsibility over there. We're just players.
we trust the people that run it though. But as
Yeah.
far as 32 teamers, we have started. Yes, Deputy League is in full startup now. It's in its first official off season. We just finished the player pickup period. So just like Prime was last year, Deputy League is there now. And yeah, there's about 10 Prime members in it, I think, including us.
Yeah.
URL, Edge, Bolt, Buff,
We just started
others.
trades. Yeah, we just started trades today. Uh, so we got that going. You and me have the IDP salary league going and drafting. We have
Oh
the
God.
United League that just started drafting late last night and it didn't start drafting until today. Um, there's a lot going on, and and it's making my head hurt. I'm glad that I'm just in charge of Prime.
That's yeah. We've got what is that? We've got 2 leagues drafting right now. No, 3 leagues. Two? What'd
I
you
have
say?
two. I have two.
Salary cap IDP is drafting right now, and United is drafting right now.
Yes.
Plus deputies and early startup still, so trade negotiations are flying.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
We also have yet to start up this season, but an IDP Dynasty League on the horizon that is still going to start up this season.
Okay.
And potentially another normal Dynasty League. I've had enough people reach out that potentially we start up another Dynasty League too. Buff says, sup, fellas.
Fuck the Falcons. That's what's up.
Buff, how does it feel to be both of our nemesis in separate leagues now?
Nemesis. I can't see what he's saying, so
I'll
I
tell
don't.
you. TJ hates you in Prime, and now I get to hate you in United. Or not United Deputy. That's just only going to get harder over the years.
The good news is on both salary leagues we like you, and I don't know if you're in United or not.
I think he is. He might. Well, he might not be. I don't know.
So anyway,
Prime.
I like
TJ.
you as a person. What I was going to surprise you with and make you do more work. You remember that whole thing we did last year where we did the pick'em, and it was you versus me versus the Prime League.
It was versus the entire community, but yeah.
Well, I want to do it a little bit different this year.
Okay.
You ready? Okay.
Maybe.
So to get a little bit more people to vote in it, I want to have Deputy versus Prime versus United. All of them only voting on their leagues for winners and losers. The winner, the winning league, the league that ends up with the best percentage of getting it right, will get a cup with our brand new logo on it with one drawing. So this is how I want it to go. Let me just start from the back. Everybody votes, right? In their league. So say
matchups.
Yeah.
Got
so
it.
say, say you vote all 13 weeks and you vote in the deputy league. And the deputy league actually wins the race. You'll get 13 chances of winning a cup. So for every week that you vote, if your league wins, your name will be thrown into the hat. And then at the end of the year, we'll pick one person from the winning league to get a cup.
So not only do I have to do this for every league, I actually have to make the voting not anonymous. So I can keep track of who votes in each league. Jesus Christ.
You said you like work.
That's a lot to keep track of, all for one cup.
But it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So it'd be a raffle for a free cup to the one owner that gets drawn. Each time they vote, they get put in the raffle, but only if their league wins. So each week, all of the people who voted in the winning league gets one entry.
Correct.
Okay.
And the percentages should be pretty far off. I mean, it's not going to be 13 and 0 or whatever, if they get them all right.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people voted, like we did last year. Percentage right.
So what about us?
What about us?
Are we going to vote in all three of them? Then go head to head?
Man, that's a lot. I was thinking.
Buff said someone has to be the heel.
Someone has to be the heel. Yeah, well, you do a good job at it. How about just Prime? You just want to stick to Prime?
I don't care.
Or actually, let's do this.
I'm gonna have to make all fucking three of them every week anyway.
I'll do Prime. You do Deputy. Prime is my league. Deputy is your league. Those are our babies. So you'll do for Deputy.
I started Prime too.
Well, I kicked you. I kicked your ass out.
This whole goddamn thing is my baby.
Motherfucker! Don't be a glory hog.
Our baby.
All right, yeah, well.
You've been here since like day 3, not day 1. Close enough to day 1.
Both of us can be birthing parents.
Okay, so what? You voted Prime, I voted for Deputy.
Uh-huh. And if we want to get like
And if somebody out there wants to represent United and
I'm trying to remember who
potentially,
all is like the 7 commissioners there.
I mean, URL is, Ulmer is, Sopper is,
I don't know who
I don't even know anymore.
A
Kittle
Cadell
is,
is.
he's only in United, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, so we'd need a United viewer out there to, or a United commissioner
Soccer,
out there to step up
Palmer,
and,
Bolt, URL. Yeah.
so we'd want a United commissioner to step up and put it on the line to potentially do a punishment against us.
Yep. Winner gets to have the other two do something drastically horrible.
For anybody that didn't see it last year, I lost and TJ made me drink a very disgusting concoction.
Because you wouldn't shave.
Yes, because I wouldn't shave. My wife wouldn't let me shave. It's more like it.
Well, I think that's going to be fun. Anyway, so
That is a lot more to do, but it's fine. I can manage. Maybe, I think.
you're damn right you can manage. Look, dude, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leagues going on right now. You want to add 2 more. What's a little bit more to
Excuse me? That's just within the WWF. I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 leagues.
the WWF?
Only, or whatever, only 6 of them are the WFF.
Okay, well, do you run all of those?
No,
Then you're fine.
I only
I've
run the
spoken.
WFF ones. And even then, I don't run United. But
Okay. So let's go over what we plan on doing
your
on
uncle says, hey, all.
What up, Chad? What are we going to be doing video wise? You don't want to edit anymore, so you want to do it all live every
Yeah,
single time.
from now on, every fucking. Last season, we did a recap video for Prime every week where we talked about the matchups, who won, who lost, went over game of the week. We talked about the next week, made our pick'ems, and it was very Prime focused. Even if you go back and look at all the videos on the YouTube from last season, they are all specific to Prime. We've only ever filmed one video that wasn't Prime specific, and it was just a look at our custom salary cap system. No more Prime specific videos. Prime will still, get a light shown on them during our weekly videos, but it's no longer specific to Prime. It needs to be all of the WFF leagues, kinda. So, I don't know if you want to do pick'ems. Edge is here. He said, "What up?"
What up, man?
I don't know if you want to do pick'ems on the live still. If we're picking for separate leagues, and if you want to go over the pick'ems like we did still, that's going to be a big chunk of time to go over the pick'ems for 3 separate leagues. But I mean, we can breeze through it.
I mean, at that point, that's pretty much the entire content. I would think.
Damn.
So, I don't know, man.
I would think we would just kind of look at the overall vibe and what's going on inside each league. If there's any major matchups or any crazy trades that happened in the past week, where it's not just Prime at this point with a couple of side leagues. We're gonna have 3 32-teamers, 2 salary cap leagues, and 2 potentially 3 dynasty leagues all this year going at the same time. And in next season, I'm adding at least Champions League and potentially another salary cap league, at least. So that's another 2 leagues next year. Every year it's going to expand, so we're going to be able to cover less and less like specifics on these lives.
Yeah, explain Champions League. Your idea for that.
Champions League is coming next year. It's going to be an exclusive league. It is only open to members who have finished in the top 4 of a WFF league. So, let me pull up Discord.
Oh, does that mean you don't get to?
I have not qualified for it myself yet, no. I'm hoping to this season so that, I have a reason to run it myself.
You can just be co-commish for me.
But theoretically, I could, give myself an excuse to be allowed to be in it because it's fucking this is my shit. But technically, I have not qualified for it. So Champion League qualifications must have finished in the top 4 of an official WFF league during the 2023 and 2024 seasons. We already have 10 people from last season that qualify. SMA for winning Prime, your uncle, the Cowboys owner, and you for finishing top 4 in Prime. Buff for winning Dynasty, I think it was. And then Ulmer, Edge, and Big Tree for also finishing top 4 in Dynasty.
Buff won salary cap.
Or some of those. But yeah, Buff, Ulmer, Edge, Big Tree, Cash, and Hoosier all finished. And then you, your uncle, Joey, and SMA all finished top 4 in either Prime, salary cap, or Dynasty. Theoretically, I could go back and see who the top 4 in United were for last season. They weren't technically a WF league yet, though.
One of the problems with that is I'm pretty sure their champion isn't in there anymore. That was the previous owner.
So I think we're only going to count United for this year. So there's, I want it to be at least 16 teams. So that's 6 spots still open for this year, and we've got Prime, Deputy, United, both salary cap leagues, both dynasty leagues, potentially a third dynasty league to fill those last 6 spots. But then the people obviously have to want to do it, right? I don't plan on Champions League being a low money league. I'm thinking at least a $40 buy-in minimum. And it's going to be like winner takes most. It's going to be like a big money league. I don't like doing big money leagues. Those guys that do like $100, $200 leagues, that's not exactly my speed. That's too much money for me to put on a single league. Plus, I'm not rich. My wife would fucking shoot me if I spent $200 on a fucking fantasy football league. But for 16 teams, I'm thinking like $40, and then the winner gets like 75%. Loser, like in the championship game, gets like 25%. So it'd be a kind of a high roller league for us, like, not like a real high roller league, but that's, $40-$50 is kind of my cap on a WFF buy-in, I think. I want it to be accessible to pretty much everybody, not just high rollers. But that would be the plan. Go ahead.
You're not obligated to join.
No, you're not obligated to join. That's just how you qualify, is to, have finished in the top 4 of a WFF league. So it's only the cream of the crop who have done well in our leagues already get invited. I'd like it to be at least 16 teams, so if we can get 16 people that have qualified next year, we'll start it next year. If we have to wait another year, we will. I want it to... Those are the qualifications. You have to be willing to join it, willing to pay the $40 and play in it. It'll just be a normal Dynasty League. And I'm also considering making it to where if you don't finish in the top 4 of a league every year, you lose your spot. And then we fill with owners who have finished in the top 4. So it would almost be like a Debbie League. But you don't get, or not a Debbie League, I guess is relegation league the term?
Yeah, I think
it would almost be like that, but there is no league under it that you go to. You get bounced if you don't finish in the top 4 of at least one of our leagues every season. Because there's only going to be more and more leagues every season. So there'll be more and more leagues for people to qualify from.
I would say this. If that's the
just
case,
an idea.
which I like the idea. I think that's neat. I think it should be not Dynasty, though. I think it should just be redraft every year.
Or we just do a single. That'd be our only redraft league, because I fucking hate redraft.
That would be our only redraft.
That is an idea, though. You would do redraft every year.
No keepers if you're going to be able to bounce people. Because, I mean, one year I might be in. I might draft a team, get knocked out the next year, and then come back in a year after that and have a totally different, keepers that would
kind of be the crazy fun of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that going both ways. I think it being redraft probably makes more sense.
I think it should just refresh every year if it's potentially going to be different people every year, and there should definitely be a hard cap at 12 or 16. Kind of think maybe 12 this year is probably or next year would probably be.
I think it'll depend on how many people are willing to do it. If we do it redraft every year, then we can kind of fit it to the amount of teams willing to do it, because Super supports so it could just be how many ever people of the list are willing to play in it. We run that many.
Right. Yeah, I'm interested to see that one for sure. I think that'll be fun.
For like 2026 and beyond, I've got a whole list. W leagues, fucking more salary cap leagues. Because I don't know about you, but I fucking love the salary cap leagues, and I'd be happy if that's all we did.
I love them. I don't ever. I helped make the idea for it, and I can't remember 3/4 of the rules, but I love it.
I don't think I'll ever want more than 3 going at a time. We've got the offense only one, and then the full crazy IDP one. I think I want to do another offense one that's super flex, and maybe just a slightly different lineup. And I think that would be it. And then eventually, if we kind of shut down the OG, we introduce another one. I don't think I'd ever want to be keeping track of more than 3 of those at a time because it's a little much.
Yeah, it's. I probably won't do that third one.
Yeah.
But
It would mostly be like I do everything. I'd want the third one to get people who aren't in the other 2 kind of in. Try to get new
'cause, I mean,
owners.
I'm in 6 leagues in sleeper right now. That's probably enough for me. And
Shit.
5 of them are WFF. And then I got my buddy McKaylee's league that I'll probably keep
Oh,
going.
hold on. I got Buff. I like that idea a lot, Buff, actually.
I don't know.
He said, I like champions being redraft. Maybe have prime champions get a lifetime qualification, kind of like the Masters. So if you win Prime League, you are qualified for life to join champions every year.
So that's favoritism, and while, like I said, I feel like I'm going to end up taking over more of the prime, and you'll probably be more deputy when everything's starting to flesh out. How about this as a counter offer? If you win a league, you are forever invited.
Just any WFF league, you lifetime
Any,
qualification if you
any
win
of the
it.
30, any of the
I
32
was gonna
team leagues,
say because the 12 and 16 teamers are easy to win.
any of the 32 team leagues.
So
So right
champions
now,
every year.
SMA sucks. Forever invited.
I could see that, yeah. Prime Deputy and United give lifetime qualifications to the Champions League, and it's redraft every year.
Are you planning on doing any other 32 team leagues?
Well, so that's what we were just talking about. I was saying ideas for 2026 and beyond. I do have another 32 team league on there, but with a heavy caveat. The next time I introduce another 32 team to the WFF, it will only be if I can find a way to make offensive line, kickers, punters, like the whole 9 yards.
You want
work.
24 people starting, 11 offense, 11 defense, kicker, and punter.
Yes.
Okay.
And maybe even coaches. How can I find a way to make coaches work? I guess the owner plays the role of the coach, right? You don't actually. That's kind of a joke.
They get 6 points if they win a challenge, minus
Right.
4 if they lose.
That's mostly a joke. But the only time I plan on doing another 32 teamer, I'm happy with Prime. Obviously, it's our flagship. Prime is amazing. Deputy's going to get there. It's in startup right now. I love the group of owners we got. Everybody seems super chill so far and fit the vibe that we like to give. And then United obviously has been going for a couple years. Not exactly our baby, but they are WFF all the same. I'm happy with the 332 teamers we got. But I am a degenerate at heart, and I want offensive line, kickers, and punters to matter in fantasy. And if I can make it work or find a platform that makes it work, over the next year or two, if somebody emerges, I will do another 32 teamer for that.
Okay.
But I've got ideas for maybe multi-sport leagues for people that like basketball and baseball, hyper-competitive money leagues, which is kind of Champions League, but, maybe just a normal dynasty league that's like a $50 buy-in every year. Guillotine League, Pirate League, Vampire League. We've got ideas for all kinds of shit, but right now we're focused on the growth and health of the leagues we do have, and then next year we're probably just going to do champions, and then maybe a third salary cap league. And we'll focus on the leagues that we've got for a year and kind of chill without expanding crazily for another year. And then we'll reevaluate in 2026.
Let's so just to kind of finish off, I think maybe let's go through every single league we've got, talk about some of the differences between them all, because they're all different. Just let everybody know what's out there also.
Hold on, let me catch up with chat. I don't know who Jesse Peterson is, but hello. He said he's in like 20 sleeper leagues and said I want in on that league. Referencing if we make a 32 teamer using offensive lines. And your uncle said I'm in one league and can barely keep up.
And he doesn't work either.
Hey, Chad, you're on the fucking wait list for the IDP Dynasty League. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
you messaged me saying you were interested. So you
uh-oh.
better join that when we start it up. Yeah, he is. I just double checked.
All right. There you go, Chad. It's fun. It's like that baseball league that we had that one time with that one guy that was your friend that I was supposed to be co-commissioner with you and then ended up just being our co-owner with you
Oh,
and
it's
then just being
Black
the owner.
Thursday. The person I didn't know who it was is Black Thursday.
Black Thursday. All right. Black Thursday and what was it? Yellow Tuesday?
You don't have
White
to
Tuesday.
you don't have to clarify that you're the Lions in Prime. I know your username.
All right. So yeah, we'll go through and I'm not in every league, so whatever ones I miss, you'll fill out for me. So first top of my list is Deputy League. So this is brand new baby for Watkins. I like this one a lot in terms of the layout. I mean, we did talk about the layout together. Um, we wanted to make this one more of a closer to real, like in terms of lineups, than in Prime. So you've got 11 offense, 11 defense. So you've got 22 players that you've got to throw out every single week. And then we're going to drop the bench to you said 15, right?
Yeah, same as Prime.
And what about Taxi?
That's 8, whatever it is now.
2, 4, 6. Yeah, it's 8. Okay. So you got 22 people starting and 15 and 8. I'm a banker. I should know it's 23. 23 bench players. So basically, you can have a backup for every single person.
Yep. Bit more on the competitive end there on your lineup and your bench split.
Yeah, there will probably be weeks that people will not have an entire bench filled out or a lineup filled out.
It's possible.
Like they may be missing a person or two. So the way we've got it is we've got 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flexes, and a super flex. So 2 running backs is pretty interesting to me in a 32 teamer. But the way the
Yeah,
NFL is
buddy.
going the way the NFL is going these days, a lot of teams play with 2 running backs. So you're probably going to have your premier back, and if you're lucky, you'll have that third down back on another team or the same team to fill that other running back spot. 3 wide receivers, pretty common. 1 tight end, pretty common. 2 flexes, so you're going to either run a 2 tight end set more than likely, or a 2 tight end and 4 wide receiver set. And then at super flex, obviously, is going to be usually a quarterback. So there will probably be some 0-pointers on most teams on the offense. And then on the defense, uh, we are running a 3-3-4 defense with an optional, floater. So 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and 4 DBs with an IDP spot. So if you want to run a nickel package and have 5 defensive backs, you can, or you can run a 4-3 or a 3-4.
Yep.
So I really like that, especially because I feel that's one thing in Prime that's lacking is the urgency for especially defensive backs. I feel like a lot of DBs score a lot of points because there's 4 on every team that are out there every single week, and we only have 2 spots on our teams and then an IDP. So I feel like there's a lot of missed potential there in terms of some of our DBs getting picked up and playing. It makes it a little bit harder to gauge how much value they have because you can still have really good DBs and not have a top 32 or even 64 DB in that league. So this one's going to be more interesting because you're playing a full team's worth of DBs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
So
that's all I got. Yeah.
So my team is the Oklahoma City OnlyFans, which is
Yes. Before you do that, a big difference between Prime and Deputy is I allowed, in Prime, it's our flagship league, it's our baby. It's always going to be the league that gets the, I don't want to say the most attention from us, but a bit of special attention. We do things in there that we're not going to do for other leagues. It should be kind of the, like I said, the flagship WFF league. This is Prime. Uh, Everybody has to have the name of their team that they are. I kind of have let Edge slide for a while as the Washington Redskins and not making it the Commanders, but whatever. Everybody's team is named after what their team they took over is. For Deputy, I decided to loosen that up a bit and let people change their team name as long as it followed the kind of pattern of an NFL team, kind of city and, name of the city or town or state, whatever, and then whatever the team name is. So go ahead, TJ. What is your team name in Deputy?
Yeah, so I chose the Vegas Raiders. I felt that Las Vegas didn't have enough sin for my team. So I moved them to Oklahoma City, and we are now the Oklahoma City OnlyFans. So thank you to all our sponsors and talent, the lovely ladies from OnlyFans for
Ridiculous.
providing me with no money to move them. But I am using their logo, so I hope I don't get sued.
We do have
the
a
rest
nice
of the,
little. We have a little sub theme of Pokemon team names.
I was going to say
going
the
on
rest
with
of the
Deputy.
league is pretty much Pokemon. So some of the interesting names. I was going to go over some of the interesting names. Watkins has the Lavender Town Gengars.
Hell
We've
yeah.
got the Jacksonville Jolteons. A lot of team. Who is this? What team is this?
I started with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this league, by the way.
I don't know what Cleveland's trying to go with, but or is it Dallas? It's Dallas. Oh, for CD Lamb. CD's nuts.
Yeah, some of these I'm gonna have to make them change. I haven't quite enforced the name thing yet.
We've got Buffalo Wings Medium, Baltimore Flippin' Birds, the Hotlanta Haluchas. Good job,
That's a
Buff,
Pokemon also.
if you're still in there. The High Hrothgar Alduins, which I'm pretty sure is a video game reference to. They've got 5 of them.
I have no idea.
What's the one where like it's the meme where like you wake up and you're in the back of a
Elder
carriage?
Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls. There we go. I hate those games, so I'm not a fan of them.
You're crazy.
It's just not me, man. The Canada A's should be the Canada Soaries, but the Sutopolis Bolts. I don't know where Sutopolis. I only played red, so.
Black Thursday trolling you in Deputy right now.
Yeah. That's kind of all the good ones. The Steelers with an
Hey,
A. That's
shout out
funny.
Nevitz and Sutopolis Bolts for starting the Pokemon trend.
Was that Nevitz?
Yeah.
Well. All right.
I also like Carolina Kitties. It's pretty good.
Next on my list here is the salary cap IDP.
Oh God, league gives me nightmares right now.
Yeah, it's something, that's for sure. So it's an IDP league where we are drafting our entire team, which is 42 players per team. So we have 42 times 12 players being auctioned in this. We've got a quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 flexes, and a super flex because we wanted the quarterbacks to have more value. We have 1 IDP, 3 DLs, 3 linebackers, and 4 defensive backs, and then whatever in bench that equals to.
Here, I've actually got it up on the live stream right now. The draft room of the IDP league.
So it's been going on for a week and a half now?
Something like that.
Yeah, and we've got let's see here, 3, 5, 13, 26. What's 15 more? No, 17 more. What'd I say? 30? Yeah, we got about 70 players. So we got a ways to go.
Yeah.
Thank you, URL, for just buying everybody and only having $24 left. We started with 700. He's now down to 52, and he's got 13 players. So that means he's got quite a ways to go on dollar players after that.
Shout out
Uh,
Sopper being the final team without a single player.
he's working on it. He may get Olave here. He is the leading bidder with
True.
Hammer. We're still waiting on Hammer there. So yeah, that one's going to be hard. That's the thing I like about. Yep.
Tell me about it,
I
doggo.
I have roofers, and so my dogs are gonna go crazy from time to time. Anyway, so this IDP is going to be, I think, the hardest one, even harder than a 32 team league, because you have to think of the contracts you're giving out. You've got only $700 in salary to figure out 42 drafts or 42 roster spots. When you make trades, you got to remember, how much capital you have. It's really fun. Um, I really wish that we could have done something more like 20-ish teams and drop a couple of positions like the super flex or something like that.
That is something that I've considered for the third salary cap one that I might introduce next year too. Is that instead of doing super flex, keeping it one quarterback, but having more teams, if we can get like 16 or even like 20 in there.
I think it would be more fun having more teams. I feel like the salaries that are going in this one are a lot more reasonable compared to our first salary league.
I don't know, man. I still think they're pretty high.
Yeah, but I mean, for reference, Mahomes went in here for $52. I think in our draft last year he went for over 100,
120.
120. Justin Jefferson went for 70, which is probably the highest salary we have in here as well, and he
But
went
it
for
is him and CD Lamb both went for 70. That's the highest so
yeah,
far.
and Jefferson went for over
150.
100. Yeah, 150. There you go. So over twice as much in that league. Um, and we've got what 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20 quarterbacks who have been drafted. 21 quarterbacks who have been drafted already. So I mean, there's really only 11 potential starters left, and the salary ranges from I think Josh Allen is the highest at 56,
Yeah.
and the lowest is 26 with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, a $30 difference between top and bottom there. I feel that's pretty reasonable. Um, Considering there's probably going to be 11 more, drafted at some point. I mean, 1, 2, 3, really only 4 need to be sort of drafted. Sopper doesn't have any. Casio needs one, and I need one more for the super flex. Everybody else already has their quarterbacks and super flexes. Um, I, this is a lot more reasonable to me than what the other league is. But I mean, the other league, I think the fun thing about IDPs like this or salary caps like this is really when in like the 3 to 4 year when teams start to have to think about if they want to extend their salary or extend their contracts out and add more cash to that salary or drop that player even though it's an amazing player just because they don't have that kind of capital or they just don't think he's worth that much. So I think this one will probably not change that much here in 2 or 3 years. It'll probably still be around that kind of salary for these players.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can't
next,
wait for the OG salary cap league to be on like year 4.
yeah. I mean, it's on year 2, and I can't wait for the end of this year because all my players that have high salaries are falling off at the end of this year, and I need it too. Next on our list is the Prime League, our baby. Uh, I mean, this is a 32 teamer that's a little bit more high scoring probably than what deputy. Well, not high scoring, but more high paced. I don't really know the word for what I'm looking for here,
Yeah,
but
me neither.
it's going to be thanks. It's going to be it's going to be different in the fact that there's less starting spots. For example, we only have one running back, two wide receivers. So I mean that's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We're missing four actually, four offensive spots on our side here, and it's going to be the same on the defense because we like even numbers. So, like I said, only, only two DBs, only two linebackers, linemen, one IDP. So the DBs, I think, they're kind of getting the short end of the stick there. There's a little bit more. It it'll probably be a little bit more high scoring in the fact that you're going to have more players that are going to attribute, I guess. There'll be less unattributable players. I really feel like in Deputy there's probably going to be two or three zeros that you'll see on occasion,
Oh yeah.
as opposed to on here that you may on bye weeks have a player who does only like 1 or 2 points. 15 bench, 8 taxi, no 7 taxi, no 8 taxi. I just have an empty taxi spot. I need to fix that. Um, didn't go over drafting on Deputy League. I don't actually know what you plan on doing. It's 4 rounds here in Prime. What do you
5
want to do?
rounds in deputy.
5 in Deputy. Okay. So, uh, personally for me, I like 4 rounds. I think 32.
Yeah, with that extended starting lineup though in deputy, you gotta have that extra round in there for those like extra couple of dart throws. I
4
can't
rounds.
imagine a 5th round pick is worth much of anything in deputy, but you never know. Puka Nakua went for a 3rd round pick last year in Prime League. If you
Four,
can get the next fucking Puka Nakua in the 4th or 5th round in deputy, you're sitting pretty.
4 rounds is 128 players. I think I looked it up earlier. There was only like 160 or something players who could be drafted, and makes sense because we obviously don't draft offensive linemen or kickers or punters that were drafted this year. So, but you also have players who are added after the draft that you can draft in here.
Yep.
So
Undrafted free agents.
yeah. Like Watkins stated, all these teams are still the same teams for the most part, from what you picked up. A few different changes, like I mean, you don't have to be verbatim. I'm the Jaguars, but I always move my teams to St. Louis. So the next one I got is the salary cap, which is just offensive salary cap.
You're not the St. Louis Jaguars in here, are you?
In Prime?
You sure are the fucking St. Louis Jaguars. How did I never notice that?
I don't know. I changed that from like day one.
Whatever. It's good enough. Close enough.
Yeah, salary cap. So this is 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 2 flexes. So this is only offense. We've got four rounds of drafting in this. This is this is the first salary cap league that we had. There's a lot of players already. One of the one of the things that we put in our salary cap leagues is if you are a top 5 player in your position at the end of the year as a free agent, you demand the minimum, the average salary of the top 10 players in that position. There are 2 players in our league that would go real quick in other leagues that are still sitting as free agents because they're just demanding too much money.
Josh
It's very
Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen is the main one.
Josh
Josh
Allen
Allen.
is currently sitting on waivers in salary cap league because nobody wants to pay him $66. Kimchi has like $120 in salary cap.
Yeah. I mean, there are probably teams that could more than
Make it
hit.
work, yeah.
They can make it work. They just have to hit we have dead cap and stuff like that if you drop players. So you can't just drop a player because you don't like their salary without eating some of it, which is usually half the salary. Like for me, for example, I have Joe Burrow. I drafted him. I put him on a 2-year contract at $81. So his contract ends this year. But if I wanted to drop him, I would take a $41 cap hit to my, but I would at least have $40 extra to play with. Right now, I'm sitting on $1, I think, in cap space. Uh, so, but yeah, I've got two, three, four, like 5 players that are starting that are probably about $350 of my $500 cap limit, all from when I drafted last year. So
Fun fact, did you know in the original salary cap league, my team is worth the most amount of money?
I did
Our,
not.
our salary is $500 in that league. You want to know how much my team is worth? Like
How much?
680.
So you're just picking up players and having other teams pay for their salaries?
Fuck yeah, I am. I got Patrick Mahomes, who's on a $120 contract. You know how much I'm paying for him? 60. Brees Hall on an $85 contract. You know how much I'm paying for him? 43. Amon St. Brown on an $87 contract. You know what I'm paying for him? 84. Jamar
Yeah.
Chase on a $127 contract. You know what I'm paying for him? Only like 67.
Yeah. But at the end of the year, you got some hard decisions to make. So
Oh yeah, I'm fucked at the end of the year. But this year, this is the league that I'm qualifying for Champions League in this year. I am winning this goddamn salary cap league this year.
Yeah. So and that's also an
Y'all are
interesting
playing fantasy. I'm playing fucking Moneyball.
Yeah, that's an interesting aspect is the fact that you can trade and you can negotiate, the person you're trading with to eat some of their salary if you don't want to take it all. Um, I still think we should be able to trade actual like cap limits, or capital. Um, but I don't think you allowed that. I think you vetoed
No,
that.
I did veto that. I don't think we should be able to just trade money for nothing. It has to be attached to a player. Because then you could buy draft picks, and I don't like that. You can't do that in real life. You should be able to do that here.
I Yeah, I guess I can see your point, but I look over, and I guess this is from an MLB perspective. Like, there are trades for cash considerations. You can trade
Yes.
a player for cash
Not
considerations.
in the NFL, though.
Um,
And last time I checked, it was fantasy football.
all right, with you and your weirdly crossed legs.
I just
Next,
have a
I've
knee
got
up.
next I've got the WFF United League. This is the league that has like 5 commissioners in it. All are pretty well known to us. I took over a team that is just absolute garbage. So hopefully I
I
can.
took over a team last season, got in a giant fight with the commissioner and left. Then they overthrew that commissioner, or he left on his own accord. We took it over as a WFF league, and then I came back and took over an entirely different team.
This one does have a kicker in it. It's pretty deep, just like Deputy, except a few differences. Only 1 running back and 2 wide receivers. But they, like I said, do have a kicker, and their defense is pretty similar. They go 3-3-3 and then 2 IDPs though, instead of what do we do 3-3-4? Yeah, 3-3-4.
Yeah.
Right now they've got 6 rounds of drafting. I'm pretty sure that they said in their bylaws they are going to whittle that down a little bit, along with the bench because their bench is ridiculously long as well.
Yeah.
Basically, every single player in the NFL and then some are in this league, which
Yeah,
is fine.
they're planning to bring it closer to the WFF standard over the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, I sometimes I just feel like some things are a little too much. I think the amount of the bench space and the drafting is a little more. It just there's a lot of fat on that just needs to be cut off. a lot of teams are going to carry 6 or 7 guys who aren't even on a team or just will never see the light of day, So the last one I've got, I actually am not in it anymore, but I can still pull it up, is our basketball league, the WFF basketball league. And that is,
Well, I'm not even in that.
yeah, it's headed by URL and
And
the
that's
Edge.
not our last one. We have Dynasty League 2 that you're not in,
The
that
one
I
that
can
I
pull
can
up and
see.
talk about.
The last one that I can see. Somehow I have a
Well,
trade in it, even though I'm not
you
in here.
talk about basketball. I'm going to go pee.
Okay. Are you gone?
Yeah, I was going to.
Are you peeing right now?
No. I was bringing up like the base cams like full screen again before I walked away because I can't show basketball league on my end. So, all right, you talk about basketball.
All right. So it is a 32 team league as well. Like I said, I just kicked myself out of it. Just too much going on. I'm not a big basketball fan either. Being from St. Louis, don't have a team really to root for or anything like that. There are positions open for anybody who wants to join it. Last I looked, I think there was 6 or 7 teams. I'm not really sure what way they're going to do it this year. When they did it last year, they started with salary. And I think it was just a little too hard to kind of do that with 32 teams. So they bit off a little more than they could chew. Um, I believe it was URL that started it, and then the edges come in, or vice versa. But someone came in to help co-commish to kind of help ease that league back into play. Did you wash your hands?
Yes.
All right, that was quick, and you came in with a cat. But in terms of what I've got on that, I'm not sure what a team consists of or lineup or anything like that right now anymore. I assume it's like 12 players and 5 starters.
Nevitz says howdy.
What up, Nevitz?
I think that's who that is at least.
Okay, what up, maybe Nevitz? But that's it for me. Then we got that last league that you're in that I'm not. So go ahead and go over that while I yell at Sam or Hammer to draft. No,
Oh
that's it.
god. Dynasty, our regular Dynasty League, also only in its second year. It's just a normal Dynasty Super Flex League. There's nothing fancy here. It's free. Oh, he said no. Who are you? Oh, it's Kimchi. That's Kimchi, not Nevitz. My bad, Kimchi. I recognize your name now.
What up, Kimchi?
I'm the number 1 ranked team. I mean, yeah, I can't dispute that.
You are
You
the
weren't
number 1 ranked
you
team, but
weren't
how many
my
championships?
number 1 ranked team.
How many rings you got?
Yeah, how many rings you got, Kimchi? Anyway, Dynasty. Yeah, it's just a normal free Superflex Dynasty League. Quarterback, Superflex, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, tight end, 2 flex. No IDP, just offense only. This is more of a community league. It's free. People go inactive or don't pay as much attention to this or want out. I just pull from the community and replace it. We're not super strict here. This is more of a for fun league, but you can qualify for Champions League from it. My team, which is pulled up on screen right now, is the 2026 champions because I went full tank and I got lucky. I have the first overall pick in this league and got Mahomes and had a decent draft class, and then I just sold it all immediately and went full tank. So this past draft, I had fucking like not seven, it was like 4 first round picks, I think. So my team is mostly a bunch of young guys and a bunch of rookies, and then I still have like 3 first round picks the next 2 years. But yeah, normal dynasty league. Nothing fancy about this. We are doing a dynasty IDP startup. I was waiting until Deputy finished their startup and IDP got a little bit deeper into the draft so that I'd have time to focus on the startup of another dynasty league.
Yeah, so that's all we got going right now. With a couple more planned. I still would like to do something like a pick 'em or an eliminator challenge. Just something to bring in a little bit extra Do like
Yeah, we need fucking money. We're broke.
like a like a 90% goes to the winner and the 10% goes to uh, the ring or whatever kind of prizes we want to do. Some fancy game of the week winning thing or something like that, like we did last year. Uh, I don't mind fronting the money for the ring because that was my gift to the league, to the Prime League.
Yeah, we're joking somewhat about the money thing. We don't. I'm not pushing for people to donate money to us. We have had a couple donations through the. You can find it on if you want to. You can find it on the WFF Discord on the Ko-fi. You can buy me a monster. That's what it's called. You can tip us through that.
I ain't heard
What?
anything about these tips.
It's been one,
Okay.
I think, and I.
Oh yeah, thanks, Buff.
Yeah, it was Buff. I don't remember what it got applied to. I think I transferred it to you because it's not in my PayPal anymore. So I don't remember, or maybe I used
Probably.
it for something. I don't remember.
Maybe you spent it on
Regardless.
OnlyFans, which in that case you did. Thanks.
Yeah.
Helps pay for my team.
But we do put a lot of money into Prime League, especially. TJ put how much was the ring for both of them? I guess you shouldn't count the one you paid for yourself, but you should count for the one you bought for SMA.
I think for both of them it's like $70 or something like that.
So we'll call it 35 plus $130 for game of the week. So $165 out of his own pocket last year in Prime League.
I will not be doing game of the week this year. That's for, I will keep doing the ring though.
I mean, we don't have to give cash prizes for game of the week, but we should still do it.
I love the ring. I think it's really cool. Like, I really hope SMA really liked it.
I'm sure it did.
I thought it came out looking really spiffy. I actually still have this one right here. Can't really see it, but I made a copy for myself. At some point, I'm going to get a little ring thing and put on my wall.
So you spent $165 out of your pocket on Prime League last year. I spent $100 on the new logos this year, so that's $265. I paid the buy-in for an owner in a league last year that was $10, I think. So call it $275.
Sure.
So we spent $275 on the first year of the WFF combined.
I don't care.
I don't care either. I'm just saying. When we're talking about the Eliminator Challenge, like we don't want to do what some communities do, where they increase the buy-ins of leagues and then take stuff off the top for the community or for the commissioner. I don't really want our leagues to pay into the purse. We want to do things like the Eliminator Challenge, where people can choose to compete and win money, and then we just get a small cut of that. So that is the plan for the WFF, to make money so that we can afford to continue doing things like the ring every year for Prime and the game of the weeks for Prime, and maybe bring monetary, winnings to other leagues, not just Prime.
Yeah, it's got to be divvied out. That's all there is to it. Because I mean, once again, I don't want favoritism on Prime now that WD.
Prime gets a little bit of favoritism always because it's our flagship, but I don't want it to be like too heavy. Like Prime gets the special 3-headed power rankings. I'm going to do power rankings in Deputy, but it's going to be just me. They're not getting 3 separate people doing power rankings and an average. It's just going to be me doing power rankings for Deputy. Whereas Prime gets 3 separate people doing power rankings 3 times a year. It also has game of the week. I guess that's really the only difference that it's going to have between Deputy.
Yeah, we're going to do game of the week for the other stuff now.
So are we? They're going to do this for 3 leagues now?
Maybe. I guess we're just going to do the pick 'em. Yeah. So
Buff says we need a list of champions for leagues in the main Discord. If you look in the desk of the commish channel, it's got a little table for people that have qualified for Champions League already. And then each league's channel in the Our League section has an announcement of who won the league. And if you'll notice in the main WFF Discord, your name is fucking yellow because you are a champion. Every champion has their own special golden tag so that their names are gold in the main Discord.
Yeah, he just wants his name out there. That's what all that is.
I will if we decide to go that route for Champions League though, like he said, where like the winners of the 32 teams leagues get lifetime qualifications. I'll fancy it up a bit as we get closer to the Champions League because that's next season. We still got we're still in the off season of this season. I'll fancy it up and find a better place to keep track of it.
With that, when do you want to start filming? When can people expect our first video?
We're not filming, asshole. We're going live every week. Technically, this is filming, I guess, but we live every week. When can people expect us to be live every week? I don't fucking know. I think we should probably check in periodically throughout the off season if we can find an hour and a half here and there to go live and chill and hang out and talk about what's going on in each league. We probably should during the off season, but I don't expect us to be weekly until closer to the preseason. Maybe we start like during the preseason leading up to the start of all of these leagues. Okay. To go over more in depth of what's going on and, whatever. I don't know.
All right. Well, that sounds good. And I think with that, I'm done talking for now.
Yeah, we've only been live for an hour. Fucking pansy.
Has it been an hour? Only an hour?
Only an hour.
Okay, that's fine. I got to check on these roofers, make sure that they're not destroying my house.
Well, yeah. You should expect this year to see us live every day or every week instead of it being edited videos because I'm tired of editing and I don't want to do it anymore. So we're just going to do it live.
And then you're just going to post it.
And then you can watch the VOD if you missed it.
Okay.
Unedited. I actually don't know if I set this up properly for there to be a VOD for this live stream. We'll see. If there's not, then I'll fix it. I don't know. I'm not recording right now. No, I'm not gonna have any of this on my computer. So if I didn't set it up properly to where it doesn't upload the VOD from this, then I fucked up. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a fucking YouTuber. And then no one's gonna see it. The only people who have seen any of this are the people that were here live in chat. So we're talking to each other mostly, potentially. I actually did mean to record this just in case I fucked it up so that way I could upload it myself, and I forgot. So it's too late now.
Well, all right.
I do plan on doing more like Madden content potentially this season. I know I did a couple videos here and there. If you look back in the videos of the this YouTube channel, there's Madden content very sporadically throughout where I tried some shit. I'll probably wait till 25 comes out in a couple months. Or 26? Whatever Madden's coming out this year. I don't fucking know. I think it's 25. Right, yeah, because it's 2024. That would make sense. Madden 25 comes out in a couple months. I'll probably wait for that to drop to start making Madden content just kind of for fun here on the YouTube channel. I might go live to do it instead of doing videos because, like I said, editing is for losers.
All right. Well, with that, you may see this. You may not. If not, Watkins is going to go over everything all over again on Discord somewhere and talk about everything.
I will not be doing that.
No, he is. He's going to talk about how we're all going to do the pick'em, how the Champions League is going to work. He's going to put it everywhere so everybody will know.
No.
All right, I'm done.
This is my new kitten, Bella. She's the offspring of my other two cats who are half brother and sister. She's an incest kitty.
That's great. I mean, what do you want me?
That's just a fun note to end this off on.
So the cat's missing a chromosome. I don't. Great.
She's fine. It's different in cats than in humans. She's fine.
Is it?
Yeah. She's Majin Bella. That's what I call her. You see the M on her forehead? You like Dragon Ball Z? She's Majin Bella.
I don't like Dragon Ball Z.
You suck. Her dad's got the same M. The Majin kitty.
Yes, bite him. Maim him.
I've trained her from a baby to like be cool with human contact and me manhandling her. She likes to bite to play. Mm-hmm. She bites to play. I let her.
Okay. Well, with that, let's